Hey guys, Matt here. Okay, so I've been getting a lot of people coming back, a lot of questions from said people about how do they generally progress? Like, when do you know when you can challenge the next thing? When do you know you're ready for Champion Stadium? All that. So, I'll kind of be tackling that here. and this is just a general basics guide to go over the core functions of the game. Just all things base players should know. More in-depth guides I will make in the future, but for now, this is just something very basic to get your feet wet. Something to get you through story, and just something to look back on. Alright, so you start the game, you go through base tutorials. Okay, besides story, what do I really do? Well, story is the first thing you should do, first of all. Story is very easy. Like, in normal difficulty, it only is... How much power is this? Okay, 30... Wait, did I read that right? Hold up. Yeah, it's only 79. Like, normal mode you can sweep through with just about anything. Team building will be another video for harder content for hard mode. For the, well, not even necessarily the co-ops, you can do it with other people. But hard mode gets a little bit more difficult. Hard goes up to, it's only 94. It's not that bad. So I know I have to add very hard. But yeah, story is easy. Story should be the first thing that you do, get as far as you can. If you want a good benchmark in story, so let's say for example you're in a rush to do other things, as long as you get, who is it? Is it 19? I don't know, but when you get Torchic, that's where you can stop story and start doing events. Now, unfortunately, if you're starting after March 3rd, if you're starting already well into 1.5 anniversary, if you're looking back on this for 2nd anniversary, for example, you missed Xerneas. Who knows? They might rerun him in the near future. I don't know. Probably far future. Not gonna lie. But Xerneas is so stupid good for a free unit. You should get Xerneas as high as you can. 20 out of 20 potential. 5 out of 5 if you can. Just get as much done as you can of Xerneas. He is so good. Torchic, Swanna, Starmie, those three are also amazing free pairs. At the time of this recording, Swanna's EX should be coming soon. Hopefully they will rerun those missions in the future as well for people who missed them. But yeah, more or less when you get Torchic, you could start doing events very easily. Events will get you XP mats, other mons, level cap materials, some co-op orbs. For example, from Xerneas here, you have, I think, one box with some orbs. At least. Some Zarai come. Yeah, like here, 200, 200. Yeah. So yeah, rerun events are much easier. A lot easier shit to get. Yeah, like coins. More scout tickets. I'm glad they've been pleasant those. Here. 2,000 co-op orbs. Events. Every day you should also be doing... Where is it? Please load. Every day you should be doing your co-op orbs. Or whatever they call them after the app update. After the app update today. But sync orbs. Do these every single day. Whatever difficulty you could do them every single day. Because how you will know when you can move on to another form of content is based on how many orbs you have. Because grids are very important in this game. I will show off my Xerneas, for example. When this wants to load, my phone's been a little slow lately. Xerneas right here. Now this unlocks with dupes. With free characters, this is very, very handy because free characters you'll eventually get all the slots unlocked. It's 750 orbs per grid, 7,500 co-op orbs. Just having a grid adds so much to the character, it's not even funny. That will help you a lot with full force battles, which are in events as well. You can start to clear those to get more candies for more dupes, just etc, etc. Now, there are helpful tips for full force battles, and later on I'll talk about Via. That will be another video I'll make in the hopefully near future, because that's a very important skill, but it's not a needed skill. It just makes things a lot easier. But yeah, full force, you get the candy. It's a part of the missions. It helps you complete events overall. It's just a very, very handy skill to have. So when you start doing events, you'll probably start thinking, okay, well, what do I do next? Doing events over and over and over can get dull. What about the rest of the stuff that is on this menu? What am I looking at here? Legendary Arena, I'll go into that right now, is a 3v1 fight. At the time of this recording, Cresselia is live. You have to beat 3 health bars of Cresselia. Each health bar does different things. Or just each legendary in general. Each health bar does different things. Some of them even change their weaknesses, like Latios and Regirock. But those are the only two to my knowledge at the time of this recording that change weaknesses. Others might come out in the future, which, by all means. But from there, you will get more tickets, metal, coin. I almost said candy. A coin, and just some more gems as you clear each difficulty. So yeah, Legendary Arena is more of a challenge kind of thing, / have something specific, but not specific enough. But yeah, Legendary Arenas are pretty easy. They're not too bad as long as you know what you're doing going into the fight. Legendary Arenas, you can probably walk in. You need to grid specifically. So when it comes to saving co-op orbs, I would just say save enough orbs until you have a full grid for a character. But then from there, you can invest from there. That's my opinion. Now, unfortunately, I can't go into Via right now. But Battle Via comes every month for 2 weeks. Battle Via is a tower-style mode of where you go through 30 floors. You could bring 9 pairs per day. Your HP and MP transfer per fight. So burning everything on one team for one floor, you can't do that. And it gets harder and harder as you go up. The first 5 floors are a piece of cake. 10. The next 5 gets harder, all the way up until 30. It is possible to one day Via. You can do that very easily with one team. Like, it's really not that bad, but starting off, I understand why it'd be a little difficult. People like Xerneas will be so fucking good for this. Like, you'll probably hear me praising Xerneas for half of this video. Xerneas is so busted. Especially for a free unit. He's such a good unit all around. But when you... Battle Via is where you get cookies. Cookies can be used to get lucky skills. Let me show that real quick. Now, in order to unlock a lucky skill slot, you need what's called lucky scrolls. You also get these through Via. Sometimes an event we call the Blissey event will come out. You should do that whenever you can, because you get more cookies from that. So you unlock the slot. I'm not going to do it for him. Who's someone I haven't done, or at least someone I need to do. You know what? I'll do Sandslash. So lucky skills do various things, like buffing up the amount of damage you do on a critical hit, damage done in weather, where Cynthia, Surging Sand, for example, powers up moves in a sandstorm, and just several other things. You can even get critical hit immunity, which is really good for tanks. Now, knowing what each cookie does, that takes time, but just know that the only cookies you really need to know what they do is... Where the fuck is it? Here. Crunchy, and creamy. Creamy is where you get your stat reduction immunities, or as well as the critical hit immunity. That is where you get that. But then this is really the only thing you need to worry about from this is critical strike 2. Some people benefit from Surging Sand, like Cynthia, for example. But other than that, you really want critical strike 2 from this. Other than that, you have type guards. You really don't use those. And like clear-headed, antitoxin, abilities like that. You should really only worry about Lesson Confusion 9 for Iris. But that's besides the point. So that's what you get from Via. That's another way to strengthen your units. That's something you should try and go for as quickly as possible. At least the earlier floors, because you do get gems from it. So really just try and do what you can every day. Do the data reset, get the HP and MP restoring items from the Vitality Treats option. Just get as far as you can, honestly. I promise it's not that bad. It'll just take time, practice, and whatnot. So that's Via. After you start getting some lucky skills, full force valves will get easier and easier and easier. And it's like, okay, well, what now? What's the end game? This doesn't feel very end game-ish. You're looking at Champion Stadium. So there are 2 difficulties. Normal, well, okay, technically 3. But normal, hard, and master mode. You go through normal for the first time. Oh, hey, this is pretty easy. This isn't too bad. Then you get to hard mode. Hard mode is where things get turned up a little bit. Hard mode is where you start getting champion spirits and 5-star power exchange tickets. What are these called? Yeah, 5-star power tickets. You can use these to exchange them for 5-star power-ups with individual units. So I will take Raichu, for example, here. So you'll press this button here, and every 5, it costs a certain amount. It goes up every 5. So the most cost-effective way to do this is use these for the first 5, but then whatever power-ups you get from events, dupes, whatever, put those for the remaining 15 if you can. If not, remaining 10 is fine. But you really don't want to use these past 10. It gets really expensive. Like, that's the best way to handle it. Oh, also, I get questions about this. How do I get these time-limited ones? Pay. I'm a whale. Ignore that. So... Oh, I forgot to go over Champion Spirits. Champion Spirits are what's used to EX a unit. I don't know if I have anyone EX... Wait, I do. There you are. So, EXing a unit will... It doesn't change their stats at all. It gives them an alternate costume. It won't show here. It increases their rarity by 1 to EX. But it also buffs up their sync move. Strike sync moves become an AoE. Tech sync moves are powered up but still single target. And support sync moves increase... The stat increase sync moves give by 2. It doubles the first sync move buff you get. I know that sounds confusing, but it's really good for people like Blue and Blastoise, Sabrina and Alakazam when she gets one, if she has one when you're watching this. Just, it's really good for specific ones, just not for everyone. Some EXs are better on some characters than others, but that's besides the point. So Champion Stadium is more or less your end game point. And how it becomes end game is in order to unlock Master Mode, as you see up here. Master Mode is your 3rd difficulty. And that's where you start getting more of these per week. More co-op orbs, more skill spheres for theme skills, which are like additional stat raisers via same type, same theme skill period. It's just additional stat raisers that you get that are rewarded for specific team comps. For example, Kanto, Fire teams, champions, gym leaders. Those are just some examples. I'll show those in a little bit. But you get more of those per week when you unlock Master Mode. How you unlock Master Mode is you need to, because there are different regions. Right now we're in Kanto. It's going to shift back to Johto. Maybe by the time you watch this, Hoenn, maybe Sinnoh will be out or coming out or have been out. You need to use all 18 types under each region. All 18 types. And progress carries if a region goes away, another one comes in. That your progress on the Kanto Elite Four stays, but Johto you'd have to start fresh. Once you get the medal, because there's a specific medal. So like I got the medal, I got the full medal right here, so I unlock Master Mode. Once you get the medal, that stays. You could do Master Mode whenever you want. And going into Master Mode itself, that will be another video, but just know that Master Mode is your current end game point. That's like as hard as you can get. That is where you get much more 5-star tickets. That's where you get much more, well, I can't say much more, but more champion spirits for more EX units. It just helps you work up your box more. I think that's really it with progression. When it comes to tips to get up there quicker, a funny trick you can do when it comes to leveling up units, because I understand one thing that might be a little bit intimidating is, oh, well, I need to get, I need to do these 2 stages to get books and awakening material for these characters. Man, this game doesn't get enough stamina. One thing you can do is, as you're doing events, I'm gonna use someone who doesn't have boosted drops, for example, Giovanni. So as long as you beat it one time without anyone dying, you can skip ticket it. You can use skip tickets. So as you can see, I have a lot, but it literally skips the run for you, but still consumes the stamina. You can put in units who are level 1, people who you need to work up, and just skip ticket it through, and they will get the XP. That is a very budget way to level up units, so you just have to worry about events and like the blend drinks, the Elite Four notes, gym leader notes. You just have to worry about those. So that's a handy tip. I guess I should go over theme skills now. Theme skills are very straightforward. Steel type. Form a team with 2 more sync pairs of the same type. Raise attack and special attack of this Pokemon by +30. 2 more of the same theme skill. Attack and special attack +8, +8. So as you can see, it's more rewarding for same type. But these are just like little buffers where it's like, okay, this is nice. It helps. Now, you guys might be thinking, I'm looking over one glaring thing. When I press the co-op button, what's this EX Plaza? It's just gear. Gear is not important, in my opinion. Oh, are you gonna white me now? Okay. So, gear is really not that important. All it does is raise your base stats, but not by too much to where I would consider it mandatory. If you're bored, if you need money for the monthly co-op orbs in the coin shop, you can do that. It's not a bad idea. And co-op is so easy, you can do it on your own. Like you have the option of connect to a public lobby, doing it with your friends. Doing it with your friends is a fun idea. Or just creating your own team of where you take 9 units from your box and you form a team. Co-op plays pretty much entirely differently than single player. So honestly, don't sweat it for a bit. But just know that this is something else that you can do if you're ever bored, if you want to play more. But just know it does play differently. Storm Mode Co-op, it just gives more gems. Like, it has 3 difficulties except for ones under Chapter 18. Those have a super hard. Wait, did they give her the weekly bonus? Oh shit, they did. Whatever. But yeah, just co-op story you really do for the gems. That's it. Co-op events, nothing. Co-op via. Co-op via comes when you beat halls 20 and 25. Those are dailies. You do them once a day and cookies drop. That's very, very helpful. They just revised that recently. It's so good. But sorry, I had to take a sip. I think that's everything. Yeah, guys, I tell people this game isn't hard. There's not much to it. Really just check on your missions. Make sure you're doing everything. Make sure everything's done. Always try and keep eggs incubated because because eggs will drop, whether it be from an egg event, which those cost no stamina now, or just from doing general things when there's no egg event. You really just want to keep eggs going, all because some Eggmons are useful. You can get shinies, which isn't bad. But other than that, like, there's only, like, I think, okay, there's one real good Eggmon off the tip of my head, but otherwise Eggmons are kind of useless. Like, here you have it. Here's the only good Eggmon to my knowledge. Otherwise, you're not missing much. It's just a bunch of shinies from there. And yeah, I think that's it for general progression, beginners things. If you guys have any additional questions, let me know. I'll leave my Twitter Discord server in the description below. If you guys have any direct questions, feel free to ask me there. And I'll see you with more guide videos in the future, hopefully.